Yeah, I feel like I should elaborate a little. Um, the the body is made out of these molecules, energies, whatever it is. Every time we do something, every time something happens to you, especially when we're children, that's when this energy is formed. They take on a certain shape. So if you would look at somebody that's fully aligned, he's seamless. There's no twists, there's no spins, there's no tracks. It just is. It's like beach sand, um, flat, straight, and it's able to receive and give. Once then it starts taking shape, which we need to. We have to come into this world, and if when we are just fully straight, then we're good as nothing. You're not active, you're not triggered, you're not triggering, you're not doing anything because the energy needs to bounce off of something. The will and the will and the desire to have a dir b'tachtonim has its will. When it made it down here, it structured itself through tzimtzum in such a way that also we're experiencing different things that are, the nachash, lower vibration, only to trigger the higher one. But let's get to the topic here. So these things, they form. Somebody says something, it forms a different image, a different design, and then the energy runs on that, and the whole body's full of that, and that blocks one from being able to enter into a space. And when you are in a better mood, when it's good, so the energies, these wheels are more aligned, and you're able to absorb, and you're able to see better, you're able to tolerate more, you're able to express better, and it goes back and forth. So um, when they showed up to the teva, automatically their B'tzicha, whatever it was they were dealing with, whatever darkness they were dealing with, automatically the their vibration, the door was closed. They couldn't enter. So we too have that because before you enter the teva, we are receiving. We have a lot of those, some of those, whatever it is. It's a lot more refined, Baruch Hashem, and it's blocking from being present. It's blocking one from being able to receive and see the bigger picture, because I can only receive, the vibration can only translate. I can only translate the transmission as much as whatever my capacity is at the moment. And if these these wheels are, smaller wheels, the same as you see these chips in computers. They have these little dots and lines, the electricity runs on that, and that's the brain. There's a vibration, and it bounces off of that, and that comes into the screen. So too, the same idea. So because now, once when the mazalas are in place, when goyel and faith, not faith, the mazel is in place. It's structured. We got so tangled up they couldn't get out of it. So he came in with a higher vibration, which is ayin came in, and when that level of oneness, when that level of truth enters into a space where there is no truth, there's just an illusion of fakeness and lie, things start exploding. They just cease to exist because it's not real. So what it looks like in this consciousness, when something that's not 100% against a truth, it just explodes when the time comes, and sometimes the time is not right. So we're stuck in that space. So when he saw Erdogan, he saw what was going on. He said, you know, I gotta clear this up. So a higher sense of self of Ayin entered in world into a big yesh, something that had a huge ego, and just everything just wiped off. And this time he chose through water because it wasn't a punishment, it was restructuring, it was a cleanup. But the Dara Floge was a punishment type of thing. It's a different thing. We got to go in there. But this was a cleanup. It was a mikveh. It was literally to clean. So that's why it's called Mar Cheshvan, because if you're not aware, then it's bitter because you're dependent on your mazel. But if you understand that when there is no mazel, what is, there's just a more raw, clean, vibration, which means that anything is possible. Because I'm going in, I'm not receiving from a place that is already limited to a certain model, a certain layout, a certain vibration, and receptor, like the circle, the energy circle. I'm taking it now from Ein, and what the way we get there is when the heat is turned up to the point where my mind can't process anymore, because it's too much for me to handle, we enter into a space of full surrender. And that's where you find the Ram Cheshvan. And we did it last year too, Ram Choshen, which is Choshen is the Cheshen and the Oifet, where the Kohen Gadol carried this the Choshen on his chest, and it asked a question, and it lit up different oisius and lights, lit up colors, the stones they lit up, and then they translated that into whatever the message was. So walking around on the Ram Choshen in such a month where you're not bound to any setup of whatever your limitation is, and you can totally, you know, dissolve any type of boundaries, which is through entering the teva, which is through Torah and Tefillah, davening, learning, good deeds, and that will give you the koyach to stay positive. And that changes that spin, the wheel. It slows it down or removes it completely. And even 1 minute of presence, 1 hour, entering into Shabbos in the Teva, and having a little chaim, a little wine to get you more present. That's what needs to happen, or not. If you're able to do it regardless, that's fine, with a glass of milk, organic, I hope. Okay. Thank you. Have an awesome Shabbos.